I'm finally checking out Rosé, number one girl live. This has been a very popular request since I started listening to her. And many of you have said this one is even better than the studio performance. That would be amazing. Already just super intimate, even for the size of the viewing audience. This is cool.
Tell me that I'm special. Tell me I look pretty. Tell me I'm a little angel, the sweetheart East City.
Going back.
Tell me that I'm special. Tell me I look pretty. Tell me I'm a little angel, the sweetheart East City.
Okay, first of all, her tone is beautiful. It is just beautiful. It's round and bright at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to, unlike the studio version, being able to watch her sing and get additional insights into how she gets her sound. But I am hearing pitch correction. I'm hearing auto-tune. I am going to do my best to not let that get in the way, because I know she's a wonderful performer, and I know that she's got an incredible voice. I just have to say that I wish that wouldn't be the case. I wish that we wouldn't have to hear or listen through the auto-tune to get to the vulnerability. Because I already hear some cool nuances, but it's being filtered through and sort of sanitized through tuning. And you can hear that right here.
Pretty. Tell me that I'm special.
The auto-tune isn't getting the formant quite right, and it's bringing or correcting that note, where it doesn't necessarily need to be corrected, because it's trying to make it 100% on, when actually our ears, especially in settings like this, don't like 100% on. We like a little bit off. And so what we're hearing is this software making it 100% on where it doesn't need to be, and it's messing with the shape of the note just a little bit.
Tell me that I'm special.
There's a little bit of that going on. It's a formant problem because of the tuning. That's not her doing that weirdness, which is an extra bummer because she has amazing placement from what I've heard in the studio recordings. Okay, enough about the tuning. Just know that that's on here, and I'm going to try to get past that, and I'm also going to point it out sometimes when I hear what the tuning's doing versus what she's actually doing.
Tell me that I'm special. Tell me I look pretty. Tell me I'm a little angel, the sweetheart East City. Say what I'm dying to hear.
Beautiful articulation there.
Say what I'm dying to hear.
Notice how light her run is and how she gave the say a bit more energy and then backed off for the run. Lots of vocalists will try to plow through that with more breath pressure. But she's got a really good sense of dynamics. Of course, it is the beginning of the song, too.
Say what I'm dying to hear.
It was actually at the end of the word say. She got into say with a little bit more finesse and then brought up that energy. Really cool articulation.
'Cause I'm dying to hear you. Tell me I'm that new thing. Tell me that I'm relevant. Tell me that I got a big heart. Then back it up with evidence.
Listen to how she articulated heart.
Tell me that I got a big heart. Then back it up with evidence.
Heart. She let that fry out there. She's bringing that vulnerability to the front, using a technique to really drive a line home. I love that.
I need it and I don't know why. This late at night, isn't it lonely? Do anything to make you want me. Give it all up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes.
There's some amazing things going on here.
This late at night, isn't it lonely?
That step, lonely, and how she's able to land on a note she's going up to. That's a unique quality of her voice that I really like. It's not lonely, lonely. She's very deliberate with how she approaches notes, where she always sounds like she's dancing on the tops of the notes.
Do anything to make you want me. Give it all up.
Now there on the want me,
Anything to make you want me.
that sounds like the pitch correction is pulling and manipulating that in a way that it doesn't need to. She doesn't need pitch correction.
Give it all up if you told me that I'd be
Love it.
the number one girl in your eyes.
One thing that I really appreciated about people who commented on my studio version is the context in which she wrote this song, which I didn't know about. And that was doom scrolling late at night. She talks about it in the lyrics. And really like trying to seek validation from social media, but never getting it. In fact, getting the opposite, and how that crushed her and continues to be a struggle. And I just find it really, it's amazing that someone would be vulnerable enough in her position to share that. And it's also affirming, because if someone at this level is struggling with self-image, it's not necessarily our fault. Maybe it's our fault that we're giving in to the pressures that we perceive on social media. But in a way, and by our own allowance, we've kind of become a willing victim of some of these social media platforms. And I think having someone out there that is vulnerable enough to say something about it from a first-person perspective, and not just being like, pointing the finger at other things, that's a huge challenge to me. Where am I finding my validation, and why? How important is it to me?
You're one and only, so what's it gonna take for you to want me? I'd give it all up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes.
I love the cello back there. Listen to the way she comes off of eyes.
That I'd be the number one girl in your eyes.
It's just so beautifully closed. A lot of times when we're singing words like eyes, it's easy to forget that we have sort of two vowel sounds in there. Eyes. And there's so many ways to finesse the delivery of a note or of a word like that. And then listen to this wonderful vibrato too.
Want me, I'd give it all up if you told me that I'd be.
It's a nice sort of shaky, vulnerable sounding vibrato, but lots of times singers with shaky vibratos lack the support behind it. She's got this kind of funny thing going on. I mean, it's not funny as in haha, it's odd. And that she can be so powerful and project so well and still have a bit of that ba-ba sheep thing going on with her vibrato. It's not it's not that like in your face vibrato. It's a quiver. More like that. If you're inspired by Rosé and you'd like to take some of that inspiration and see what's possible with your singing voice, I can help you. Click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you pull things out of your voice you never knew were there in a freeing and non-judgmental way.
Give it all up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes.
Such a tight vibrato, such a beautiful vibrato.
Tell me I'm going real big places, down a
Places.
so friendly, and even through all the phases. Tell me you accept me I'm dying to hear.
I love hearing stuff like that. That the note was just kind of thrown out, implied.
Well, that's all I'm dying to hear.
And you can see it in her body language there too. She just...
Weeks of me. Well, that's all I'm dying to hear. Well, I'm dying to hear you tell me that you need me. Tell me that I'm loved. Tell me that I'm worth it and that I'm enough. You tell me that you need me. Tell me that I'm loved. Tell me that
loved. Listen to how she's... And watch her shape the sound.
tell me that you need me. Tell me that I'm loved. Tell me.
Her mouth goes into two different positions. It's not that she's just changing notes. Loved. No, it's loved, loved, loved. I'm an ugly exaggeration of what she's doing, but this is what helps her land on those notes. She lifts the note with her placement, with her face. A huge exaggeration. Loved, loved, loved. It's two different shapes. That's why we get this huge variety out of just two notes and one word.
Tell me that you need me. Tell me that I'm loved. Tell me that I'm worth it and that I'm enough.
There. Oh, she's just a little weepy on enough.
Tell me that I'm worth it and that I'm enough. I need it and I don't know why.
I love that line in the studio version too. It's not a very linear line. She's jumping around so much melodically. That's really difficult to do.
I need it and I don't know why.
And slide too.
Isn't it lonely? I'd do anything to make you want me. I'd give it all up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes.
I don't see any other vocalists on stage. I'm wondering if those are triggered or track vocals. I'm just looking here. I mean, they're not making it a point of the video to show them, so I assume that they are on a track.
Give it all up if you told me
They also sound like her.
that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes. You're running only. So what's it gonna take for you?
I was hoping she'd do that live.
You're running only. So what's it gonna take for you to?
You're one and only. Right? She weights it up until she releases into her head voice. She could hit all of that in chest voice. But she almost presents it as this sort of chirp. Again, very difficult to do. And also difficult to do well when you've got pitch correction on. This being live, I'm guessing that she's singing with the pitch correction on, so she's getting that feedback. And if you've ever tried to sing with pitch correction on and you do an articulation like that, if you don't get the note basically right, it can pull you to a very wrong note. We've seen, train wreck examples of this, even, at the beginning of football games and stuff like that, where people are on tuning but can't hear themselves. And so they're so far off that the tuning is trying to drag them onto somewhere where it just can't do it. So the fact that she's able to make that sound natural, even though there's tuning on live, that's huge. That says a lot to the quality of her pitch without tuning.
Be the number one girl in your eyes. You're running only. So what's it gonna take for you to want me? Give it all up if you told me.
I also like how she's doing a little bit more of this in this version. She's taking off the ends of some of the words. Won me, told me. Not entirely. It might sound weird to talk that way, but it's actually adding a bit of intimacy to the lines. It fits with the lone girl on the stage thing. It's almost like she's, You told me. Like she's right here close to you, talking to you and bearing her soul to you. If she was being too stringent and dictation-like on her delivery, it wouldn't have the same effect at all.
That I'd be the number one girl in your eyes, the girl in your eyes, the girl in your eyes. Tell me I'm the number one girl, I'm the number one girl in your eyes.
I love how she's growing and shrinking the dynamics here, using her head voice. Here comes that wonderful chord.
The girl in your eyes, the girl in your eyes.
Did you notice the little bit of H before she went down to before she finished eyes? That was really neat.
Girl in your eyes. Tell me I'm the number one girl, I'm the number one girl in your eyes. Well, isn't it lonely?
Gotta hear that a couple more times.
Tell me I'm the number one girl, I'm the number one girl in your eyes. Well, isn't it lonely?
And her bringing in those soft onsets, I'm the number one girl, I'm the number one, instead of I'm the number one girl, which she has in other parts. She has a wonderful attentiveness to how approaching notes, entering notes, exiting notes, transitioning with certain phrasing. She has a wonderful sense of how these tools, these articulation tools, help with the dynamics and the delivery of her message. That's the mark of a great vocalist.
Number one girl, I'm the number one girl.
I'm the number one.
Tell me I'm the number one.
Tell me. She's adding lots of breath here. See, so many practicing singers get in this mindset of like, oh, I've got to get these techniques down. And then once I get good vocal technique down, I'll be a good singer. And that's totally wrong. Technique is important, but learning technique to the point to where you can then forget about it and then truly immerse yourself in the connection to your audience and the emotional delivery of a song, and then letting those techniques sneak in because you've gotten them down. That's where it's at. Breath.
Tell me I'm the number one girl, I'm the number one girl in your eyes.
Subtle use of breath.
Isn't it only too many things to make you want me? I give it all.
That was a neat difference in that line.
Too many things to make you want me. I give it all.
Want me. She hadn't done that particular articulation yet. I like that she doesn't really repeat herself. There's lots of different ways that she delivers in terms of runs.
Up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes. You're one and only. So what's it gonna take for you to want me?
More of those cut lines.
Only. So what's it gonna take?
What's it gonna?
You're one and only. So what's it gonna take for you to want me? I give it all up if you told me.
And there on the up, she goes for it, full chest voice. It's in the details.
I give it all up if you told me.
And because she's not reaching for other notes, she could make that note a bit of a reach and a slide up because she's dancing and landing on so many other notes. It adds variety of phrasing instead of like, oh man, she's really reaching for that note. You don't hear it that way at all.
I give it all up if you told me that I'd be the number one girl in your eyes. The number one girl in your eyes.
Great version. I feel like I have a special connection to the studio version just because it was the first time I heard the song, and the subject matter really, really hit me there on an emotional level. And so I don't know that I could say that this one is better, but I loved being able to watch her deliver the song, and I enjoyed some of the differences and some of the spontaneity that she had with some of the ways she approached the phrasing. Thank you so much for continuing to recommend this one. Be sure to check out the other videos I've done on Rosé in this playlist right here. And again, if you would like help working with your voice, pulling things out of it based on the inspirations that you have, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. I'll help you pull things out of your voice that you never knew were there. We'll see you for more.